Welcome back to a real fight with the Hulk on the Ghost Rider Vlog. So, welcome back everybody, and this is going to be Ghost Rider number 11. Looking at the cover, we have a fairly decent cover. Ghost Rider doesn't look particularly great. It barely looks like him, other than the fact that he's mostly white with a flaming head and shooting hellfire. But otherwise, we got the Hulk that's taking up the main stage, and he looks pretty good, and we also get to see a little bit of the new bike. This is actually what I believe has been dubbed the Skull Bike. Of course, there'll be various upgrades and variations therein in the coming episodes, but this is the first full-fledged, full comic use of the skull-motifed bike. Other bikes would also feature a bit of a skull-like idea to them, but this one was definitely the very first. So the basic plot is that last time when we actually had a real issue and not a rehash of a previous one, Stuntmaster mentioned to Johnny Blaze that there was a race that he was planning to be a part of, but obviously couldn't because of the broken ribs. It's apparently been a couple of weeks, and Johnny has kind of unofficially canceled his bike show for now, and he's in the race to try and make enough money to try and get things back in gear again, so having spent most of his money trying to soup up the bike. He proceeds to take off in a race with both the man who hosted the race, as well as a fighting couple and a very kind of skinny, nerdy-looking guy who is going to be starting off the race, but also decides to take part as soon as all the other racers had already taken off. Meanwhile, all of this is going on. Inferno has been watching, and he is apparently hidden as a human in plain sight. And he can still use his powers to try and pull things. His main idea is that he's going to deceive the Incredible Hulk into coming after the bikers that are racing, and then once that happens, hopefully the ideal effect would be that Ghost Rider runs off and doesn't actually try to intervene or anything. Obviously, anyone with any kind of intelligence would know that's not going to be how things go. So instead, Johnny pursues in and starts to fight the Hulk, and actually the characters I mentioned before also try to pitch in and do their bit. Even when Johnny's been knocked off the bike as the rider and is trying to struggle to get back into gear. He then apparently has gotten some of his abilities back, and he uses Hellfire to make a ring of smoke to help eliminate the Hulk's oxygen. And while, again, it's kind of a cheap trick, it is definitely going to be something that saves lives at this point, because the Hulk is just getting angrier and angrier at everybody, which only means he's getting stronger. By eliminating the oxygen out of the air for at least a little while to make him pass out means that they can knock him out and be able to get away without anyone getting hurt. One of the other bikers had kind of ran off on his own and left everyone else behind and got the reward money, but Johnny seems pretty happy with the turnout, especially since the bickering, apparently divorced couple, one of them, the husband actually mentioned the fact that he had his kid brothers sign it, so it's actually a fake, and the divorce isn't real. And after everything that they've just been through, they kind of gotten a bit closer again, and literally are starting to kiss already. So apparently they're not that angry of an actual married couple, and they're probably going to piece things back together after this. Also, the guy who was head of the show, he was saved by the nerdy guy who was behind enough to actually grab him when the Hulk accidentally got hit by his bike and decided to take his rage out on him for a moment. And the two of them are kind of talking things over, apparently. Because even though the kid wasn't that fast, nor was he ever going to win, he definitely showed some skill. and at a time when it was most needed. So, interesting little group that they have going on there, and that's pretty much the end of this particular book. And as I mentioned before, this is the second issue of the year, which is in April. So we've only got about 4 more issues for, I want to say it's 74. Double checking that really quick. No, 75. So we got 4 more issues for 1975, and they'll be moving on to 1976 before too long. But that's it for now, and I'll talk to you all later. Good night.